You're looking live over at the ice rinks at the Community First Igloo. Welcome into Teal the Show. I'm Jamal St. Cyr alongside Janet Angel and Aaron Beasley. We got to talk Jaguars. It's been a rough couple of weeks. It's been a rough 3 weeks now as the Jaguars are still looking for win number 9 on the year.
You know, as we've started the show, I feel like we've really been on an even closer journey with the Jags than we usually are with our sports craving, because we're getting to take a weekly look at everything they've been through from preseason now to the struggles that they're having on the field, talking about it in the locker room.
It is a long journey, you know, because, I mean, even with the extra game now, 17 weeks of battling, I mean, everybody goes through these same injuries, but it just feels like we're just getting hit at some of the worst places. I mean, you know, when you don't have a consistent line, I mean, you're putting guys out of position because, I mean, it's tough. I mean, these guys up there are the best of the best.
Look, and it's always bad when your quarterback's banged up. Trevor Lawrence now going into concussion protocol this week after the last game. So now the question is whether or not Trevor Lawrence is going to be ready to play on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a big question mark for this team. If he can't go, Beathard is the guy that will lead the team. Right now, the team says they have full confidence in CJ's ability to lead them, even if they do hope that Trevor will be out there with them against the Bucs.
Huge confidence. We go against CJ every day as far as the one defense. So we see him make, you know, some crazy throws that, you know, a lot of people might not get to see. And he'll be able to display, you know, that on Sunday.
You see CJ Beathard in practice a lot. How much confidence do you have in him if he does have to go this week?
I said a couple weeks ago I got the utmost confidence in him. Playing in the NFL quite a while now, understands where to throw the ball. Same type thing, understands the reads and stuff, so he's ready if his name is called upon.
Hey, you've gone against CJ a lot in practice. How much confidence do you have in him if he has to go out there on the field?
Yeah, full confidence in him. I mean, anytime, you know, something happens to Trevor, we know CJ's there to kind of swing in if we need to. Nobody panics. And CJ's ready. I'll say it like that.
Have you seen him make some throws in practice where you're like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you keep a guy like that on your team. I mean, he's sturdy, same guy every day, and you know he's always ready to go in. Like it's never going to be a day where he didn't prepare the right way, and if he goes in, he might not. You can tell he's always ready.
Look, nobody knows the backup quarterback better than the starting defense that sees him in practice
100%.
all week long, and they've got full confidence in CJ.
Now, let's talk a little bit about CJ because, you know, he's in a position where he's got to make sure that he's ready to step up, but it's almost like you're getting ready to step on stage, you're back in the wings. You're ready to step on stage, and you're back in the wings. How do you think that feels for that backup quarterback having to start, go, ready for those starts to finish?
Well, I think the good thing is he's getting the reps right now. You know, last time he had to come in cold off the bench, but now he's getting the reps. And he didn't play bad. I mean, a couple plays the last time, but now he'll be more into the rhythm with the receivers and have some kind of, you know, consistency.
After getting those game reps.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. Look, that's the life of a backup quarterback, though. CJ's been there. He's been around. He's done it. He understands that he has to be ready at a moment's notice just to go into the football game. But those practice reps mean a lot out on the field, especially when you're getting ready as the quarterback of the team with – they do have injuries at wide receiver, so some different guys in different positions, being able to catch some passes from CJ would mean a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks ago, I feel like we were talking about, you know, how deep our bench could get, and we weren't sure if one of us was going to have to step on the field on a Sunday because we were really getting down deep, but I think people are trying to get healthier, and, you know, we still haven't heard from Trevor, but everyone's wondering, you know, what's going on with our Superman, and I know that was my first question to Jamal. Hey, anybody hear anything that we haven't heard yet?
Well, the thing is, I heard Foye say it. He's a football player in the NFL. I mean, I tell people, even if you're a guy that comes off of the streets and you get a tryout, you got to be a bad dude.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's been there. He knows the game. He knows the routes. He knows the offense. So I feel like everybody else just has to step up.
Yeah, and the fact that you hear that confidence in them, I know has to make him feel 100% even better.
Yeah, they fully believe in CJ. If he has to lead this team, he'll lead them in the right direction. And this is a big game. The Jaguars are on a 3-game slide. They need to get win number 9 to make sure that they stay in control of the AFC South and control of their own destiny. And as you get later and later in the season, these games start to become more and more important. This team starting to feel a little bit of that late season pressure to figure out how to get it right.
Nah, I mean, it shouldn't be. I feel like this one we should be playing our best ball. I mean, we've been playing football for a long time now. It's going into week 15. Everyone should know their job. Everyone should know the role. Everyone should know their position. So I feel like it should be no pressure. Everybody should be out here playing free.
The pressure get more, like, is there more pressure each week as you get later in the season?
Nah, I think, every week you kind of defining your destiny. So, losing hurts, winning feels good. And a week like this, a win would mean a lot based off our last 3 weeks.
Andre Cisco said every week you're kind of defining your destiny, and when you look at the AFC South standings and you got 3 teams with 8 wins, it's a tight race, and every week literally defines their destiny the rest of the way.
Exactly. I feel like we all just kind of went. So, Aaron, from your perspective, when you're looking at late in the season pressure, is there a mindset shift that you would experience or you feel like a team would experience when they see, hey, things are tight, but we also know we're doing the reps right on the field every day at practice to make it happen?
Well, I would say you just take every moment and every day the same. I heard a good word from CJ, stay even killed. Remember I said that a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And that's what you really want to be as a football player, because it's such an emotional game, and you're going to go through highs, you're going to go through lows, because everybody gets beat or everybody makes a play.
Right.
But you just got to be ready every play.
I always love the phrase full speed under control, and I think that can apply to a lot of different sports, but it's one of those things where perfect practice is going to make perfect, but also that consistent repetition is going to be, I think, what takes you over the line, because every team out there is also working their tails off to make sure that they make it happen too.
Yeah, they've all been trying. It's the NFL. Every team wants to win every week. The Jaguars have just had a few mistakes the past few weeks that have really been the difference between winning and losing. And the thing they're kind of emphasizing is every player needs to do their job. Some of those mistakes almost feel like guys know they need a spark. They need that play, and they want to be the person that makes that play. And you're trying a little too hard, and then you end up making the mistake instead of making the play. And you kind of got to just be a part of the team and do your job instead of thinking about trying to make that play.
Yeah, don't do too much. Just do what you got to do. Because that's feeding into, like you said, the play and making sure everything gets to execute.
All right, we still got plenty more Teal the Show coming up. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Andre Cisco on what's maybe the silver lining of this losing streak. That's coming up right after this break. It's been a rough couple of weeks for the Jaguars. 3 straight losses, 2 of them in primetime. Not ideal, but maybe the sky is not quite falling. They're still in first place in the AFC South. They just have to find a way to kind of get out of the hole they've dug themselves into.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think we've, kind of gone on this journey with the team, and I would say 3 to 4 games ago, was kind of when we took that hit. Everyone kind of went in really fired up, and then we were surprised. And sometimes that'll take the wind out of your sails. And like you mentioned earlier, you just start making small mistakes. You just start making small errors, or like you said, Jamal, overshooting that play just a little bit, doing a little too much. But you said there's a silver lining, so lay it on us.
Hey, maybe a little bit of one. I was talking to Andre Cisco in the locker room today, and he mentioned, look, and it was something that kind of crosses your mind, but players don't normally go there. You'd rather be exposed now. You'd rather be exposed now. Playoffs are one and done. You can fix the problems if they're exposed early. Cisco says it's a journey. You don't want to go through it now, but you can come out better on the other side.
The product in terms of the win-losses haven't looked right, but you got to go through slides like this to kind of, fix the issues before, big ball in the postseason.
It's kind of better to get the issues exposed now before the postseason. You'd rather it this way.
Right. It doesn't feel good in the moment, but you'll look back and be grateful.
If they can fix the problems, they'll definitely be grateful for it, because you get exposed. Now you have a chance to adjust. You get exposed in the playoffs, you're done. You go home.
Well, the thing is, making it to the playoffs, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead. When you make it to the playoffs,
that's what we're telling that, yes.
I'm already thinking ahead. When we make it to the playoffs, it's going to be because we study these guys and we make our plays. You said it perfectly earlier, but, everybody has to key in, especially the defense. What I see is inconsistency when we're not playing as a whole team. Like, one time it'll be the offense playing great, and then the defense doesn't do their job. But now we just got to put a whole game together, and it has to be this week, because Tampa is not a joke to be played with right now.
What would be one adjustment that you guys would make just from last week into this week? And like we said, it's not about making big moves. It's about making small, key adjustments to really hit that finesse button.
I mean, I think he's right. Look, you got to play complementary football. You got to get rid of the turnovers. That's been something that's plagued them all year, especially turnovers in the red zone. That gets you beat at any level of football, right? So you definitely can't do that in the NFL and expect to win games.
You want to end a drive in a kick,
Yeah.
a field goal, extra point, or a punt, because it keeps the balance of the game. The most yards are exchanged in the punt game every game. But what we have to do is just complementary, keep them backed up, play tough on first down, and stop the big plays.
And if they can do those things, then they'll be playing their best football, and you want to play your best football at this time of year. We've seen this team go on a win streak and figure it out, even if they didn't think they were maybe playing the cleanest or their best football at that time. So there's still time for them to figure it out. Players in the locker room don't think they're that far from playing their best football right now.
I mean, we're close. We're close every game, but we have to play against these teams that, the Clevelands, the Cincinnatis, that's playing for, spots into the playoff. It's gonna be it doesn't need to be physical at that point. Of course it's gonna be physical, everybody's physical. It needs to go more mental. We need to know what's coming and play the game like chess and not checkers, like I like to say.
How far is this team from playing their A game right now?
I mean, honestly, I feel like we've been there. We've been so close the past couple of weeks, but I mean, it's kind of just repetitive to just keep talking about like, oh, we're going to get there, we'll get there. I feel like it's time to get there, and it's time to start talking about it and be about it, honestly.
How close is this team to playing its best football?
Everybody's got to improve that little 1%. You keep improving. Like every week, it's like this here, this there. So it's just improve on what we can improve on, control what we can control, and see what the product is.
I like what Travis said. You got to stop talking about it and you got to be about it. We've talked about it all year long. They've said how close they are. It's time for them to go out and do it on the field.
I think we all started nodding in agreement when he was saying that. He said, we said, we're going to get there, we're going to get there. It's time to get there.
Well, I mean, we just keep going back to the same thing because everybody is going through the same things. And we just got to play ball. And it's pretty simple. We know what we did wrong. We got to correct it and do it again. Do it right.
And this is a big week. They need to get it fixed this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, we still got plenty more Teal the Show next. It's the holiday season. Coming up after the break, we'll bring Alessandra Pombrion in, and she'll take a look at some of the things that the Jaguars are doing to celebrate the holidays. That's straight ahead right after this break. And welcome back here into Teal the Show. All right, it is the holiday season, and the Jaguars are doing their part to make this holiday season just a little bit brighter for some folks here in Jacksonville.
Absolutely. And Alessandra got a chance to go out and experience shop with a Jaguar, where there were various sporting goods stores here in the 904, and kids actually got to go shop with some of the players, which had to be a phenomenal.
I'm sure they definitely enjoyed that. Let's bring Alessandra in. Alessandra, I know that was a fun experience, not just for the kids, but for the players as well.
Jamal, Janet, and Aaron. Yeah, I did get to go to Academy Sports and Outdoors yesterday. 300 local kids got to ransack basically the entire store, picking out whatever they wanted, and they got to shop with some of their favorite Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is cute.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are spreading holiday cheer.
I mean, just to see the smiles on their face, and it's really rewarding for me just to see, the kindness in some of these kids.
A few Jaguars players partnered with local youth charities to donate $150 gift cards to each kid to buy whatever they would like.
I am shopping for some clothes and shoes.
300 kids in total shopped at 2 different locations, Academy Sports and Outdoors, as well as Walmart.
I feel like the kids, they deserve a Christmas just like anybody else, and they deserve everything, honestly. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer for us to give back, and especially around this time, it means so much.
So how fun is this that these Jaguars players are giving 300 kids Christmas presents in the community? You guys are some of them.
I think it's really good because some kids don't have anything.
The Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida chose kids on Santa's nice list to shop with the Jaguar.
Our students were selected for being present at the club, having good grades, and not having any discipline issues, so being on the good list.
Now local kids will wake up with gifts under the Christmas tree thanks to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, the holidays, they could be hard on families, especially suffering through some financial struggle. So 8 total Jacksonville Jaguars, 5 of them were across the street at the Walmart on Atlantic Boulevard, now had the opportunity to give 300 kids the chance to get some presents under the Christmas tree for Christmas is just a few days away. Well, speaking of the holiday season, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, he decided to gift his offensive line quite a nice present.
Had to treat my boys right, sacrifice a lot for us and for myself, so had to do something special for them for Christmas. Appreciate Easy Go. They look great. Appreciate you guys.
Well, if you don't know the joke between Trevor Lawrence and the golf carts, just a few weeks ago when he suffered that ankle injury, everyone wondered why he was limping to the x-ray room. He decided to clarify later on that he waved off the cart, just decided to limp all the way to get an x-ray. So it's a little joke between the Trevor Lawrence and the golf carts. But one funny thing is Cam Robinson said he lives on the beach, always wanted a golf cart because he would always see people driving golf carts on the beach. Now he gets to have one. He does make a lot of money, so he probably could have purchased a golf cart by himself. But now Trevor Lawrence, his quarterback, got to gift him one. So nice for the holiday spirit and for Christmas time. And it's typical for NFL offense or quarterbacks to give their offensive line a present, and the Jaguars are now part of that tradition. Well, NFL fashion has become a signature of game day players. They hire stylists specifically to put together game day fits just to enter the stadium. Well, Daniel Thomas's Sunday night fit, he dressed up as Mario from Mario Kart. He had the entire outfit on, also had the Mario Kart stuffed animal. And it was the only game on Sunday night, so Daniel Thomas, he stole the show. It blew up on social media during the game, and it is a stylish outfit. Now, some NFL players dress to impress, whereas others, like Daniel Thomas, dress to make a lasting impression. And that's, like I said, exactly what Daniel Thomas did. Unfortunately, the Jags didn't win, so he had to wear this outfit as he left the game, which is not as fun as entering the game with the outfit, but he still looked great. I would say he's the best dressed. And as a Daniel Thomas, he's made an impact on special teams for the Jaguars. But with Andre Sisco injured the past few weeks, he's also stepping up on defense.
And just versatility. He can, like you say, line up at special team, any position almost, and dominate the special teams role. And then when we need him to come in and fill in that role on defense, he does the same thing as well. And, you know, DT is a hard worker and high faith guy, and he lets that show in his game.
With the AFC South leading Jaguars against the NFC South leading Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Battle of Florida, Jamal, Jana, and Aaron. So it should be a good one for Christmas Eve for all of us to enjoy to watch. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alessandra. Look, I like Daniel Thomas's outfit. Mario? Come on,
absolutely. I think it's so fun that everyone's getting into the holiday spirit. But, you know, I couldn't tell who was more excited, the students from the Boys and Girls Club or the O-line with their golf carts. I couldn't tell who was bringing more joy to the holiday season.
Well, you gotta give the guys that protect you a good gift, you know? I always look at it like that. Because, you know, back in the day, the running backs would always, you know, get a nice watch or whatever, but I love it.
I love that tradition. And shop with the Jaguars, too. 2 really great holiday traditions.
A lot of great holiday stuff coming from this team. Got to love the golf carts, but you also got to love shop with the Jaguar. All right, we still got plenty more Teal the show right after this break. We're going to talk about the Pro Bowl a little bit. They made some announcements about what some of the competitions are going to be this year. We'll talk about it coming up after the break when Teal the show's right back. And the Pro Bowl is in Orlando this year. Here's a look at the Pro Bowl skills games this year. Things like precision passing, Madden, of course, no traditional game. Is there one of these that gets you excited at all? Maybe tug of war? Kick-tack-toe sounds cool.
I like Madden.
Madden?
Because I won't get hurt.
Yeah, I want to see Gridiron Gauntlet.
Gridiron Gauntlet could be cool. That one was actually very interesting. I think tug-of-war, maybe the kick-tack-toe, maybe even dodgeball. I could see the guys getting into dodgeball.
I've gotten knocked out during a game of tug-of-war, so I think that's a little too dangerous. We might want to take that one off the list.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us for Teal the Show. We'll see you same time next week. Good night, everybody.